When a 600-pound lion attacks you, there's little you can do except pray that it'll be over soon. That happened to 22-year-old Alexandra Black when she was attacked by Matai, a lion, in the sanctuary where she was working. Fresh out of university, 22-year-old Alexandra felt she had landed her dream job at a Wildcat sanctuary in North Carolina. 10 days later, she was dead. This is fierce. Alexandra Black was an intelligent, committed, and dedicated girl. Her family and friends described her as compassionate and with a heartwarming smile. Passionate about animals, she wanted it to be her career. She was among the fortunate 100 handpicked to pursue a major in animal studies from Indiana University's Center for Integrative Study of Animal Behavior. It's a close-knit program on the Bloomington campus, reserved for well-deserving students, and Alexandra happened to be one of them. University Director Kara Wellman recalled Alexandra as being quiet and sweet. Alex, as she was known to everyone, might have gotten her passion for animals from her Aunt Virginia, who had also recently interned at a wolf park caring for rescued wolves. When Alexandra was offered a job at the Conservators Center in Burlington, North Carolina, she jumped at the opportunity. She would finally live her dream of getting up close to wild animals, especially the big cats. The Conservators Center was founded in 1999 in Mebane. It was then relocated to a vast, spacious sanctuary spread across 45 acres of wooded lot in Caswell County. The center is home to over 80 animals and 20 species, including lions and tigers. The Wildcats included 16 lions, 3 tigers, 2 leopards, 14-year-old Matai, and his siblings Calvin, Katrina, and Savik. The center attracted 16,000 people annually and was always about rehabilitating rescue animals living in unacceptable conditions. It promoted walking tours and encouraged people to know more about the animals. Matai was always a very shy lion who was born at the center after his mother was confiscated and brought there in 2004 by the USDA. Matai always relied on social cues from his siblings when he needed to respond. When there were visitors or when he heard a new noise, he would always follow them to check it out. The attack on Alexandra was unfortunate, and experts are yet to fathom why Matai attacked Alexandra in such an aggressive manner. Alexandra was kind and gentle with the animals. Some say she even calmed them down, and they liked her presence. What exactly went wrong on that ill-fated day of February 27, 2019? On the day of the attack, Alexandra went about her usual duties. She would need to clean the lion's cage and feed them soon. It was not like she had never done it before. She was trained and been working 10 days at the center. The safety protocol was clear, and everyone knew it. Walk into the cage, make sure the animals are in a separate enclosure with the gate firmly locked. A mistake could mean a fatality, so there just wasn't room for one. Unfortunately, the separator gate was open when Alexandra went into the lion's enclosure. How it happened and who opened it is now a matter of investigation. Was it Alexandra who forgot to close it? We will never know. It was 11:15 a.m. as Alexandra went about cleaning the cage. She suspected nothing. Once she had finished, she prepared the deer meat for the big cats. She did not even hear Matai enter through the separator gate and into her space. Matai was a beast of a lion. It was the first time he saw a human up close. What triggered in the animal has no explanation. But in that instant, Matai went from a shy rehab kitty to the deadly apex predator he was meant to be. He crept up behind Alexandra, who did not hear a sound. When the girl turned around, her blood ran cold. She was staring directly into the eyes of Matai, the gigantic lion. Rather than scream, Alexandra used the knowledge she learned at university well. Perhaps it didn't save her life, but she undoubtedly saved the lives of several others that day. Alexandra didn't panic. She waved the deer meat at Matai and tried to keep him calm. The lion instead pounced on her, paws extended, ready to grab and take her down. Imagine 600 pounds of paws, claws, and jaws lunging at you. At that moment, Alexandra had to know that she was done for. Matai tore into Alexandra, his claws digging into her flesh. He clawed at her neck and body, cutting her body open with lacerations all over. He lunged at her several times, stopping short of eating her. He then grabbed her neck and dragged her back through the gate into his enclosure. It wasn't until 30 minutes later that center workers jumped into action. No tranquilizer gun was on hand. Instead, firefighters were called in to hose the animal with water. The attempt proved futile. Matai stood over Alexandra's limp body, and no one could even guess if she was alive or dead. The CEO of the center, Douglas Evans, finally managed to locate his tranquilizer gun, but he had never had a reason to use it. Loading it, he seemed awkward and struggled until even the dart broke inside. Alexandra's family would later stress this inefficiency, pointing out how she lay at the mercy of the lion for 3 hours till real help arrived. When Sergeant Michael Griggs arrived with 2 other deputies, they sprang into action. In the meantime, Evans managed to get a blowgun and shot 2 darts into Matai, which had no effect. Sergeant Griggs then took the ultimate decision to shoot the animal. Later, Sheriff Tony Durden explained, "The stress level was high. I know they're not used to having a 600-pound animal and then having a young lady lying on the ground. So stress led to them making that decision." Matai was shot 8 times till he reeled over and died. When officers rushed to Alexandra, she had already bled to death. Her autopsy shows she was dragged by the neck before she died. Alexandra suffered deep lacerations to her neck. Alexandra's death rocked the nation and led to several questions, even going as far as the state legislature, where her aunt, Virginia Black, urged lawmakers to reinforce a House bill that would require more stringent regulations on sanctuaries and zoos to practice routine safety drills and law enforcement-approved safety plans. An animal trainer later revealed that a 28-inch wide lion's play ball blocked the gate and prevented it from closing, but the center rejected it, saying it was not an explanation. Outside the steel barrier of the enclosure is a 4-foot-high chain-link fence, which visitors are warned not to lean on. Had Matai not gone for Alex, the day would have been a nightmare. Animal rights group PETA had even sharper words for the tragedy, saying USDA inspections were meaningless. Brittany Peete, director of captive animal law enforcement for PETA, issued a statement saying humans and captive animals will keep losing their lives as long as unaccredited roadside zoos, like the so-called Conservators Center, keep imprisoning dangerous animals for entertainment. Alexandra's aunt felt her niece would not have died if the authorities had been equipped and prepared for such situations. Months after Alexandra's death, her family still questions the center's role in her death. They felt the employees assumed Alex was dead and contemplated saving the lion instead. What is your opinion? Did Alexandra have to die? North Carolina is one of just 4 states with no laws controlling ownership of non-native big cats. Its rules for owning other wild animals are generally lax. Should things change? Perhaps what Virginia Black says. I think what happened to Alex is a call to action. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. And remember to hit that notification and subscribe to this channel.